Now that right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has been ordered to pay the staggering sum of nearly $1 billion in damages to families of those killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting, the question remains of how much of that money those families will actually see.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please listen to your verdict as it has been accepted and recorded.
A Connecticut jury slapped Jones and the parent company of his InfoWars website with the penalty this week after he was found guilty of spreading the lie that the 2012 massacre was staged. Jones says he will appeal the amount and use the recent bankruptcy of his company to avoid paying. But Reuters correspondent Jack Queen, who's been covering the case, says bankruptcy protection will only go so far.
The plaintiffs will likely be able to continue to pursue these judgments after the bankruptcy because they involved intentional infliction of harm. And bankruptcy courts pretty routinely rule that those are not to be just discharged in bankruptcy alone. And so that would allow the parents to go after Jones's wages, put liens on his properties, things like that, even after the bankruptcy is concluded.
Jones could also ask a judge or appeals court to reduce the verdict on the grounds that it is excessive. Another argument that Queen says will fall flat given Jones's behavior of repeatedly violating court orders, claiming the trial was a sham, and erupting into a tirade against liberals during his testimony.
So the sum total of that would make it really, really hard for him to now go to a court and say, okay, well, let's be reasonable here, because objectively, he has not been reasonable at all throughout these entire proceedings. And according to every observer I spoke to, has been clearly treating the whole thing with contempt.
InfoWars' finances are not public, but according to trial testimony, the site brought in revenue of at least $165 million between 2016 and 2018. One economist estimated that Jones is personally worth between $135 million and $270 million. But while it's unclear whether Jones or any of his companies even have $1 billion to pay, attorneys for the families remain undaunted.
And while it's going to take a lot of work, these families are very confident that they're going to get every cent that they can, and it will be a substantial sum of money, his personal wealth and the assets.
So, freedom of speech no longer exists in America. Welcome to the new America. Alex Jones has to pay $1 billion. And all he did was expose things that's going on in America. He didn't physically attack anybody. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't start a war. He didn't rob a bank. He didn't kidnap someone. He didn't molest a child. He didn't rape anyone. All he does is spread awareness and gives his opinion on things that happen today in our society. That's all he does. If the man feels like Sandy Hook's incident was a hoax and expresses that, then that's his prerogative. How can you tell a man what to think or what to feel? As long as the man is not attacking anybody physically, doing any bodily harm, he has a right to say what he wants to say and think what he wants to think. All he does is share what he feels is going on. Some call him a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But I'm looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is a man is getting sued for $1 billion because of his own opinions and viewpoints on certain situations that happen in our society. Congratulations, America. Freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore.